What's up, folks? Ads here, the lonely rodent Addy, brand new tubes, chosen one. I'm doing a book review today. George Webb, let's call him McDuff, Kennedy's man to smash the CIA. This book is by the man himself, George Webb, and it is about a G-man from the 1950s onward. A G-man is the kind of slang term or colloquial term for an FBI agent back in the day in the mid 20th century. And this man was an FBI agent, and he has been nicknamed by George and John O'Loughlin, who is the son of Mr. O'Loughlin here, McDuff, and runs his own YouTube channel called McDuff, Kennedy's Man to Smash the CIA. And he does regular shows with George. So I go and encourage people to check out Mr. O'Loughlin, John's channel. And I want to definitely talk to him at some point. Here's a picture of his dad, McDuff, as you can see in his FBI day in the 1950s. Just looks like your quintessential G-man from the 50s. He's got the hat, he's got the suit, weighing about 215 pounds. Just a big dude. He's got looks like he's packing some heat there. His pocket there. He's got his hands in his pockets, and he was quite a linchpin in several large intelligence operations during the 20th century. And one of the documents listed during this book that I found quite interesting was something called the McCone Memorandum. And if there's one thing that I think people should take away from this book, it's that memorandum, which basically proves Lee Harvey Oswald, the assassin of John F. Kennedy, his connection to the CIA and the fact that he was a CIA asset. Now, this particular memorandum, the McCone Memorandum, was excluded from the Warren Commission, which was the official commission to investigate the assassination of the president back then. And that's probably the document that I think people should maybe take away the most from this particular book. If you had to remember anything, it's Lee Harvey Oswald's connection to the CIA. But Mr. McDuff, Mr. O'Loughlin, more accurately, McDuff, as we call him, was found dead. So it looks like one of those kind of mysterious deaths. I don't know too much about his death in particular, but it goes over metadata analysis of Oswald FBI data, including that memorandum, his Lee Harvey Oswald's visa to Mexico from September to October. And then this book called Cassidy's Run by David Wise is mentioned several times during the course of this book. And I've also heard other people talk about it as well. And that's a book I want to get into. And this is actually Shrimp News copy from George that I have right here. And it goes over Operation Shocker as well. And this is basically a misinformation campaign to for the purpose of duping the Russians about deadly nerve gases. It talks about Kennedy going to New Orleans in Chapter 11 to evaluate the Bay of Pigs disaster, Operation Mongoose, and the rising tension with Cuba during the early 1960s as a conduit of communism, for or on the behalf of the Soviet Union. Oswald telling Cuban exiles he could teach them to blow up bridges. Why is a question that George tries to answer in Chapter 12, and his links to just giving out Cuban pamphlets. I believe he's arrested in a trademark in Dallas there. And talks about a capture of a cache of explosives by FBI agents in New Orleans in the 1960s as well. And Cuban exile Lacombe paramilitary camp. Explosives found in an FBI raid in July of 1963. There is garrison documents, Harry Connick Sr., from and or about this Cuban exile plant. He was a district attorney of Orleans Parish in Louisiana. And the connecting point between all these events really is our man McDuff, who John didn't actually know much about his work in his own life. He tried to get his coworkers to talk about his dad and to talk about his experiences in working for the United States of America via the Federal Bureau of Investigation. All they said to him was that your dad is a good man, and that's all we can say. He was very hurt by that response from his dad's coworkers, his dad's former coworkers. Unsurprisingly so, I think, because when you're especially like once he's retired, you would think that or gone, let alone you would want to know more about him from other people's point of view. So I'm sure that was something to get over for John as it pertains to his dad, and I think that's only increased his suspicion about what his dad knew, what the government knew, and what they were doing. So there's the Mossad connection, and his full name is Thomas Francis O'Loughlin. John, who we also call McDuff, he prefers John. John O'Loughlin is his son, and he runs that YouTube channel, as I said. Thomas Francis O'Loughlin, a.k.a. McDuff. And it looks like here he is again. This is a key to our U.S. history unsolved mysteries. This book is a placeholder for future research into America's most important unsolved mysteries. So he was a guy who played football at Harvard. He volunteered for midshipman training at Columbia University, served on General MacArthur's flagship USS Nashville instead of going to Wall Street. He even survived a Japanese kamikaze attack on the USS Nashville. And he also partook in a heroic effort as a fire control officer. So this guy, he's like a James Bond type. He's a really interesting dude. Thanks for tuning in, Kay. I am going. Things are going well over in Buffalo, New York. Day one here, first full day. So thanks everybody for checking in. But it just shows you what type of dude this guy was. He was BA. He really was. Talks about Henry Kissinger, the spy master, the chess grandmaster, so to speak. And what's great about this book is George is selling it for very cheap. Anytime a bibliophile, a lover of books, can add a brand new book to their library for $3, $4, $5, I think that's a huge boon. It's something that any book lover, anybody who wants to expand their library, U.S. history library, conspiracy, FBI history, JFK, Kennedy history. This is a brand new book you can get for $3, $4, $5 on Amazon. And I will link the Amazon UK and Amazon US in the description box below, of course. And I'll also link John's YouTube channel. And I believe George Webb just made a brand new tube. So people, go over to brand new tube, please. Go check it out. Show them some support with traffic. I am one of brand new tube's chosen ones. The poster boy over there kind of is Ryan Dawson a bit, but they also got Sean and Sonia having a show over there, and they do feature my content on the front page often. So go and check that out. And I guess I got inadvertently got George to join brand new tube. So follow our McDuff, Hoover's man who investigated JFK assassin Lee Harvey Oswald, and Jack Ruby Rubenstein for foreign intelligence connections. Was McDuff researching Ruby and Oswald involvement in Bay of Pigs gun running in 1962 before the JFK assassination? George Webb is the investigative journalist that found key DNC BlackBerries and hard drives stashed away after Trump won the election by a key aide of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. So check it out, folks. There's a lot I didn't mention. It's really condensed. It doesn't have wasted space. And that's what's great about this book. It's not very long. You can read it in one sitting if you want to, or 2 or 3 short sittings, mull over the information. I'll definitely reread it for sure. It talks about Israel and their nuclear deceit, how they stole the nuclear weapons basically from the United States, and how they still won't really they have nuclear weapons. It talks about guys like, of course, Henry Kissinger, as I said, Allen Dulles, one of the founders of the CIA, and a Nazi spy master, Reinhard Gehlen. And Henry Kissinger being on trial in the one and only Espionage Act case, where Kissinger was accused by a white Russian named Golan Newski, who claimed to be a direct heir of the Romanov Tsar fortune and the Rockefeller Baku oil region reserves. The Baku oil region, one of Hitler's targets during World War II. Just as a side fact, let me check out comments here. What's up, Chris John Wright? Chris in Wrexham, Wales, Britain. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been a book review of Let's Call Him McDuff, Kennedy's Man to Smash the CIA. No longer with us. He's passed away. His name was Thomas Francis O'Loughlin. We call him McDuff as a nickname. He was a G-man from the 1950s onward, mysteriously found dead. And he's kind of connected to a lot of this high-level FBI, CIA, velvet glove intelligence operations, multiple during the 20th century. $4 or $5 on Amazon. Add it to your library, and support independent journalism, independent authors as well in the process. So check it out, guys. I think this is essential reading if people want to learn more about the JFK assassination, about U.S. history, about U.S. intelligence history as it pertains to the FBI in particular. And just a great book for any nonfiction lovers too. So check it out. This has been Addy Ad's book review, coming to you live from New York. Check me out on brand YouTube, and check out George's new brand YouTube channel as well. I will link all those links in the description box and or the comment as a pin. Stay frosty, and until next time, folks, all the best.